Don't give me that crap, Felix snapped, his long, thin, striped tail thrashed in annoyance beneath his raincoat. He huddled beneath the coat against the cold water, the tip of his tail lashing upward with each step. He was annoyed, angry, and now he was going to be wet. His and Brian's footsteps splashed and sloshed gently down the street. The much larger Ursine's steps echoed out louder than the diminutive feline's, but only barely. The torrential downpour over the sidewalk drowned out most of their walking. "I'm not lying." Brian's rounded ears folded back as he spoke. His lip curled just a bit in embarrassment. "There was this whole thing." "That's just bullcrap, and you know it," Felix growled, looking down at his feet as he spoke. The colors of the neon signs danced and drifted around their feet in the puddles as they both walked. It could almost be beautiful if it wasn't so damn cold. "You weren't there, all right. I already said I'm sorry. Can we just not talk about this right now?" The bear's shoulders were hunched forward in a similar coat, but it was so strange to see on him. The tufts of fur sticking out this way and that over the collar, a clear sign of someone who doesn't wear coats like this very often. Felix began to remember times when Brian would show up to his door wearing nothing but a pair of shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. It would nearly be a blizzard outside, or raining so hard it felt as if the world would float away. A simple smile would be played upon his ears and muzzle. The grizzly morph was hardly affected by such cold temperatures at all. Today his old friend was wearing a thick jacket, hunched forward against the cold water like everyone else. Was he really that cold with such thick fur and insulation, as the bear would jokingly call it? Or was it something else? Was he embarrassed? Was he telling the truth? The feline had stopped in the middle of the sidewalk to look at Brian as he thought over these things. Now he began to race to catch up. "So, a company memo," Felix began. Brian nodded. "Yes, and there was that whole thing with the fireplace." "That torch, the tickets," Felix replied. Brian canted an ear in his direction in a half shrug. "Which happened when I had to rush to find new clothing, 'cause my old clothing split." "Right down the middle," the cat replied, the tip of his tail twitching now, just so in a half smirk. The Ursine was too busy sulking to notice. "Of my pants," Brian replied. "On the elevator," Felix said. "In front of a bunch of church ladies who was leaving Bible study," Brian replied again. Felix stopped and sighed deep. Yes, truly a victim of circumstance. Brian's ear tilted at the statement into a question as he turned to look at his friend. "What?" "Man," that cat said, holding back laughter, "that must have been one hell of a fart." Brian chased Felix down the sidewalk away from the theater. Felix giggled the entire way, with the large Ursine in pursuit shouting half-hearted threats and curses at his diminutive friend. The chase led them around a block and down the street towards their favorite cafe. By the time the bell chimed their arrival, both friends were laughing and passing jokes and threats to one another, equally soaking wet. They never did get to see the movie.